The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What up, everybody? It's the week of September 24th, 2018. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be sports. I'm flying solo tonight. This is a first for me ever. I've been doing podcasts a long time, and I've never done one by myself. I'm literally in an empty studio looking at 3 empty microphones. It's a little awkward for me. I'm not going to lie. But what's that? Oh, I thought somebody... See, I can't... There's nobody here to laugh at how stupid I am or how outrageous I am. So I'm just going to get to the point. First thing I wanted to talk about. The Flyers, Philadelphia Flyers, just came out with a new mascot, Gritty. I'm sure you've seen him. He looks like Animal from the Muppets on steroids or on crack. It was a pretty wild, unveiling of this thing because all of a sudden it's just everywhere. Like I saw it first thing in the morning the other day, and then all day, all day, videos, memes, pictures, jokes. I mean, it's outrageous. People making fun of it. A lot of people don't like it. My opinion, honestly, I like it. I like Gritty. I like the name. I love the name. I love that he looks scary. To me, he looks less scary in the videos. So in real life, because he's got the googly eyes. His eyes move around like he looks crazy when he's there. So it's a little less demonic than just steady eyes just staring at you like in the picture. But I don't know. I love it. I love the name. Like I said, I think that Gritty, if there's one mascot in sports, right, that I don't want to be cute, cuddly, or relatable at all, it's hockey, right? You want it to be kind of aggressive. I don't really know what other mascots in hockey look like, so I don't know. I don't know if the Flyers are onto something radical and new here, but I like it, personally. I love the fact that it's got the big gut like the Fanatic. He does kind of the same dance moves. The Fanatic for the Phillies is it's not pretty. It's iconic for the sport of baseball. He's been around a long time, and I like the fact that both of these mascots can do, that silly little dance move, spinning his little, gut around, whatever. I don't know. I dig it. I think it's cool that it's like the number one thing searched on Google right now. I saw that today and I was cracking up. I mean, right or wrong, if you like it or not, they straight up drew a ton of attention to themselves by doing this. Everybody's talking about it, which who really talks about hockey anymore? I'm just being real. I enjoy hockey. It's not, we talked about this with like the WNBA a couple weeks ago. Like it's one of those sports that they don't put a ton of money into. It's not as accessible as obviously the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. So it's just this thing. I digress. Whatever. I love it. So now I was supposed to have co-host Kev here. Kevin Reevy's not here tonight, obviously, because he's at an event. We'll hear all about it next week. Co-host Kev was supposed to be here tonight, talk a little hockey. He's not. So it's just me and a couple Capri Suns. I'm going to talk some football, because that's what I'm, better versed in, I guess. If you've never listened to this show, I like football the most out of all professional sports. I enjoy it. A lot has been going on this season so far with roughing the passer penalties. Clay Matthews has been kind of in the spotlight so far, if you will. Because he's had a number of questionable calls on a couple of really nice textbook tackle sacks so far this season. One against the Vikings and one last week against excuse me, whoever they were playing. Anyway, a lot of outrage. A lot of people are really bugging about this whole rule change they did, whatever. Because they claim that the quarterback is the star attraction of the team and they want to protect the quarterback. Listen, I'm all about it because I get it. A lot of people are upset that this guy in Miami tore his ACL because he was trying to protect the quarterback. Listen, point blank period. I heard somebody say it. I agree that people are paying to see the team, yes, but the star attraction, no matter who you are, pretty much is the quarterback. It's always going to be that way. It's always going to be that way. There's no question. No matter what obviously there's exceptions to the rule, like I guess the Baltimore Ravens back in the day with their defense was kind of a star attraction. The Pittsburgh Steelers with the steel curtain. There's been, the Bears with Urlacher and all that. There's been exceptions to that. Like the Bears then had Urlacher or whatever, or I'm sorry, Rex Grossman. He's probably selling car insurance now. I don't know. I guess the quarterback is the moneymaker. They're always pretty much the highest paid person on the team. They want to protect that player. But I don't think this is the way to do it, and a lot of people don't think that this is the way to do it. It makes it really difficult to play defense. It makes it really difficult for players to be safe too. They're trying to do what they've been told their whole lives. They're trying to play the right way, and changing it now is an uncomfortable situation, and people are going to get hurt. You saw with this guy in Miami. He's tackling somebody a different way. It's not the quarterback's fault. It's not anybody's fault that this freak accident happened. But straight up, he was trying to do something that he does not usually do. And he's out for the season now. Now, for a PR standpoint, it doesn't have as much of an impact as if Ryan Tannehill went down, who's surprisingly doing pretty decent this year. They're undefeated right now. I don't know. It's an interesting situation because obviously nothing's going to happen right now. They're not going to do anything about it right now. The season just started. They just put these rules into effect. So at the very least, we won't see any change until next year. So we'll just have to see what happens. I don't like it right now. A lot of people are really unhappy with it. And with the already declining viewership from the NFL from last year, you don't want to see this. Last year, at this time, there had been 16 roughing the passer penalties. This year, right now, it's 34. So, obviously, there's a change, and obviously, it's extending games. It's not a positive thing. They want to protect the quarterback that bad. Just put flags on the dude. Straight up. Make him the only person with flags on him. And if somebody yanks that flag, no matter what they're doing, whistle blown. You're done. I don't know. You can't really separate it from when they're running, which is going to make it a shitty rule for somebody like Cam Newton, or even Carson Wentz when he pulls his little U-turn move to get out of the pocket. To me, if you're out of the pocket, you got to get smashed. Hit them legally, but you got to get smashed. You're in the pocket, flag football, I guess. I don't know. Moving on. I would love to hear somebody's opinion on this. Anybody? Okay. So, staying with NFL. A lot of interesting stuff happened this past week. Browns got their first win in a long time. Ever. Baker Mayfield era has begun. 17 for 23, 201 yards. No picks, no TDs. But they got a 21-17 win over the Jets. Who Sam Darnold did pretty shitty. 15 for 31, 169 yards, 2 picks. The Baker Mayfield era has begun, like I said, and I'm excited for it. I'm not a huge Baker Mayfield guy. He was cool in Hard Knocks, whatever. I watched a little bit of that. But realistically, I mean, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens with this team. They seem like they have a lot of talent. I mean, on paper, it's a really good team. So, I mean, they're 1-1-1 as of right now. We'll see what happens. Pittsburgh got an ugly win last night. I think that their division is kind of in a little bit of trouble. It's interesting, man. I think that a lot of things are changing. The AFC South looks pretty decent. Jacksonville looks good. They lost this past week, though. Miami's undefeated, 3-0. They're at the top of that division. New England is 1-2, which is outrageous. I mean, obviously it's early. I get that. I get that it's early, but they look dazed and confused. I don't know. They're just somebody's off. They just seem off to me. I don't know. The Lions got a really big win over them this week. It was just ugly, 26-10. It just looked ugly. Cowboys look terrible. They lost again to the Seahawks 24-13. They just look bad. The only team they've beaten this year is the Giants, and they look just as bad. I mean, they won this week to the against the Texans, but not a great start for either one of those squads. It's been an interesting season so far. It really has. Carson Wentz came back this week. Went for 25 out of 37, 255 yards, 1 pick, 1 TD. He looked good to me, and I know I'm probably I'm biased, but he looked good to me. My biggest fear, as I stated last week, was his supporting cast. We need help at the receiver position. We need a healthy running back core. Say Ajayi's coming back this week. I'm not convinced on it. You know, I'm not convinced that he can stay healthy for more than a couple games. I don't know. I think that it's interesting that the Pittsburgh Steelers are listening to trade offers on Le'Veon Bell. I know right now they're probably asking a lot. I'm sure they're going to continue to ask for a lot, but I think that they're going to want less as the season goes on. It'd be really interesting to see what happens with him. But let's see. What else? What else in the NFL? Oh, the Eagles beat the Colts 20-16. That's what I was talking about. Carson Wentz. Yeah, he looked good. First game back, I wasn't expecting 7 touchdowns. I wasn't expecting any of that shit. I would have liked to have seen better against the Colts defense, but he played well with the surrounding players that he had. I mean, he looked good. He looked confident. He didn't seem upset after the pick. He didn't seem, obviously he was upset, but it didn't ruin his game. It was good. Good. The touchdown pass was to Dallas Goedert, which was great. It's good to see him working him into the mix. I think that's going to be really important with him and Zach Ertz. So just build some camaraderie, get everybody back into the swing of things, because you could tell, I felt like there was just a better vibe on the field, off the field with these guys this week. I think he's a great leader. I think that everybody was really happy to have him back. I think that the rain kind of drowned some of that out a little bit. It got a little sloppy. But I think we're going to see a different ball game this week against the Titans. We'll see. I'll be at the next game against the Vikings, which will be great. Week 5. I'm excited for that. So let's talk a little bit college football. Going into week 5, there was a couple really good games this past weekend. I stayed up late to watch the Iowa Hawkeyes lose to Wisconsin 28-17. That was a really good game. Iowa's defense just couldn't hold them in the end. It's good, though. It was good. I mean, they're not even ranked this year. I'm not sure about their new quarterback. I don't remember his name. Penn State looked good, 63-24 victory over Illinois. UCF continued their great season so far, 56-36 over FAU, whoever that is. And let's see, Georgia, killing it. They're ranked number 2. I think it's going to be a repeat of last year. I really do. Alabama's doing the same thing that they did last year. They just look great. Their new quarterback, Tua, is just ridiculous. That guy's really, really good. I don't know. I think that it's going to be an interesting ending to this season. Obviously, it's just getting started. We're going into week 5. But right now, I think that there's nobody better than Alabama and Georgia. Clemson, obviously. Ohio State is in the top 4, followed by LSU, Oklahoma, Stanford, Notre Dame, Penn State, and Auburn round out your top 10. I mean, it's gonna get nutty this season for these guys. Alabama's just gonna rip through everybody, though. Just how they do in the SEC. It's that smash mouth mentality that they have down there, which makes teams like Alabama, Georgia, LSU so hard to beat. Auburn. It's a different environment, and these coaches just get it. These players just get it. And when you see a team like Alabama just rolling over people, it can get a little monotonous, like a little bit boring, I guess. But personally, I love it. I'm a Nick Saban guy. I think he's an asshole, but like I love that because I just feel like he runs that shit. He runs that shit. Every move goes through him. Whatever. They don't play halfway decent teams half the year, and they trounce everybody, and they make it to the finals all the time. I talk a lot of shit about Alabama, but I respect the program. Same with the Patriots. I talk a lot of shit on the Patriots. Am I happy that they're at the bottom of their division? Absolutely. They're not the bottom, but whatever. They're not the top for once. I love to see them fail, but I got a lot of respect for the wins. Obviously, you have a lot of people shit that I know that are Patriots fans about Tom Brady being nothing without Bill Belichick. I mean that, but I also believe that he is an incredible athlete, an incredible quarterback, won a lot of Super Bowls, and he's got a lot of records. I don't know if he'd be the same if he had an entire career with, say, Andy Reid, right? I don't know. So, like I said, this is going to be a short episode because I'm unprepared and I'm by myself and this is bullshit. But one thing that I can tell you is that by this stage in the game for me, consistency is key. If I tell you there's going to be a fucking show about sports on the Might Be News Network on Wednesday, there's going to be fucking show about sports on the Might Be News Network on Wednesday. I talk some sports. So I did my part. Kevin Reevey is at a event with Glenn Macnow, Philly sports icon. For him, he's out there doing something. I can't wait to hear about it next week. But I will do a go to the week because I thought that this was literally incredible. Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs is my go to the week, 1,000%. The kid has 13 touchdowns already. Through 3 weeks of football, he's got 13 touchdowns to 9 different receivers. He leads the league in touchdowns, people. Never even knew who this guy was before today. Or not today, this week pretty much, this year. He leads the league in touchdowns. Let me put that into perspective. The next person in line in touchdowns is Fitzmagic with 11, Drew Brees with 8, Phillip Rivers with 8, and Andy Dalton with 8. Those are the closest people to Patrick Mahomes in touchdowns this season. The Chiefs took a huge risk getting rid of Alex Smith, moving on, doing something different. Everybody's kind of bugging up there, I'm sure. Not knowing what the hell they were going to do next. They draft Patrick Mahomes, and he's wilding out. Crazy. So, that's my go to the week. And I appreciate you guys listening. I know this is a short episode, but whatever. You know? What are you going to do? I can't talk sports by myself for an hour. What do you think was going to happen? You know? I can't do this alone. So I have a network of people, baby. I got all these people. MBNnetwork.com. We got Might Be News, Relatable Radio, Might Be Sports, the Novak and Franz Show. Working hard getting this stuff done. It's crazy. Yeah, that's where we're at, you know? Creativity zone, on the air, doing the damn thing. I even got a light now. On the air. Jackie got it. It's dope. Check out Relatable Radio. Check out Might Be Sports, Novak and Franz, Might Be News. It's really happening. Shit is dope. MBNnetwork.com. Thanks for listening. I'm Taylor Cooper. Peace out. I'll see you guys next week. Kevin Reevy will be back. I can't wait. We'll do a whole hour, you know? Some old bullshit. Jackie, tell him it's some old bullshit.
It's some old bullshit.
Some old bullshit. I'm gonna go watch The Wire with Jackie. I'm out. Peace.